part of what I'm going to do tonight has to do with this young lady right here. It's Zoe, my daughter. So it's going to be heavy, but I'm going to roast her pretty heavy. That's all my humor tonight is going to be about Zoe. And you might say, wow, you're ambushing your daughter. No, I'm not. I told her about it, and she said, it's okay. She said, just don't fuck it up. Because sometimes your timing is shit, and your jokes suck. So, I've got that. So we're going to start with Brogan, but before Brogan gets on, I'm going to say one thing about Zoe, because she's here, and I already said that I'm going to make fun of her a little bit. So when she was about... See, I bought my wife a bracelet. It's a gold bangle. It's really beautiful. And we were sitting on the couch one day, and Zoe said, are you going to get buried with that bracelet on? And my wife said, I don't think so, but why are you asking, Zoe? She said, because I really, really, really like it. I'm thinking to myself, that's a forward thinker. A young lady that knows what she wants and she knows how to get it. A sick little fuck. Okay. While Joshua was in the ICU, actually the emergency room. He was in the emergency room, and Zoe, he was covered in blood. He had that neck brace on. He looked awful. He was barely conscious. And Zoe said, I need to pluck his eyebrows. That's true. That is true. I was fucking stunned and hoping that he's going to live. She wants him properly groomed. Now, she's made a couple statements recently that I don't know. She said, we were watching a show. It wasn't a crime show. And she said, that smile is like the one you have after committing murder. What the fuck does that mean? And I've seen her with the same smile. That's the scary part. And I sent her down. She's absent-minded sometimes, like all kids. I sent her down for some Colgate white strips at Kinney's. She comes back, and I said, did you get the Colgate white strips? She said, no. I said, did you look for them? She said, no. Okay, Zoe. All right, so our next, that's why my teeth are not white as they should. So we're going to do... Couldn't guess that, right? So, where did I leave off with my Zoe? So Zoe's 17, but when she was 16, she got her license. Now, several months after getting her license, she got the largest speeding ticket our family has ever seen. 25 miles an hour over the speed limit. That's true. Now, Zoe being Zoe said, I know I'm guilty, but I do want to have my day in court. So we go to court. We're supportive parents, right? We get in front of the judge, and Zoe turns into Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She lays out a case. By the time we're done, she's chuckling with the judge. He's got a genuine interest in her life. It went from a 6-point license, 6-point Vermont, and 6 points, that means you lose your license. It went down to 2 points. Please, that's heckling right there. And, 5-point license.
Facts matter, Lewis.
The engineer is saying that. So she would have lost her license. So we're walking away from there with 2 points, no license suspended. Do you want to do this too? One. Okay. Any other details? I'm making a little bit up because it's funnier that way. I'm really serious. All right, we're going to get the spreadsheet out. We're going to evaluate exactly where we're coming from here. So we leave, and I'm actually a little bit pissed because she put herself in danger, and everybody on the road that day that was out there was in danger. But at the same time, I've never been so fucking proud. But it leaves me thinking about what else is this very smart, diabolical young lady been up to? Are you a spy? And if so, for which country? Are you doing operations in some back alley? Or worse yet, are you actually friends with Mike Pence? I know, that's awful. But she has great empathy. She goes to people in pain. It's unbelievable. Zoe is amazing. She's got like that type of intelligence, that emotional intelligence. She goes to people in pain. Her heart is as big as the Grinch when he realizes that Christmas comes without presents, trimmings, or trappings. She's got a huge heart. She goes to people in pain. It's amazing. And that's why I was stunned when she told me I looked like a fat man who'd given up. She said, you know, like Chris Christie. I actually contemplated joining Oprah and Weight Watchers that night. But instead, I ate a pint of Chunky Monkey. And that tasted good. She's smarter than anybody else in our family. I'm totally convinced that. She's so smart. And that's saying a lot, because my wife is a professor at the University of Vermont. She's a clinical psychologist, which, by the way, means I'm being evaluated every single fucking day of my life. I'm in perpetual therapy. Not a day goes by when there's several questions that end with, eventually, how are you feeling? And I'll say, fine. She'll say, can you use more than one word? I'll say, no. Sometimes we'll take long trips in the car for hours. Hours. Just fucking hours. We come to a stoplight, and I'll look at her. She knows my wife. I'll look at her, and then I'll look at the stoplight because we're stopped, and I'll look at her, and I can't help it. The fantasy of this button on the dash appears, where I push the button, and she fucking shoots through the roof, and I just yell out, please stop asking questions! I just want to live! That's not fair to her, actually. Parenting is tough, though. Parenting is very tough. Zoe just went through a breakup, the first love breakup. That's awful. It's so fucking awful. You're basically a puddle of tears. You can't be consoled. It's awful. And the boy was terrible. He didn't communicate it very well. Hate that little bastard. But it was really not good. It was a Friday. I remember it vividly because we had tickets to the Flynn that night. Now, the Louis of 20 years ago would have said, hey, we're still going to the Flynn tonight, right? Wrong fucking answer. It doesn't take a clinical psychologist to figure that out either. The Louis of 10 years ago would have said, hey, honey, you stay home with Zoe. I'll find someone to go to the show with me. Again, wrong fucking answer. Why am I not learning? The Louis of today says, hey, you know what, honey? I'm going to give those tickets away. We're going to be available for Zoe during this time of need. Now I only think about the other two things. I never say them out loud. Never. So during this breakup, which was awful, the kid didn't communicate very well, Zoe was distraught. Finally, she had to write a letter to this bastard. She wrote a letter to get everything off her chest, and she delivered it in person. But oh my God, it's up there in the audience. Why did I put you up front? I paid good fucking money for that couch. Jesus Christ. You're starting to piss me off. You were late for the show anyway. So she wrote this letter, and at the end, I thought what was brilliant. She wrote, P.S. my mother hates you. How much power and respect do you have for your mother to write that? It was incredible. I said, Zoe, that's incredible what you wrote at the PS. That was just like unbelievable. She said, well, I had several others. I'm like, you did? Enlighten me. She said, well, I wrote PS. I hate you more than Donald Trump. I'm like, that's pretty fucking good, I think. I said, do you have any others? She goes, yes, but I was angry and I said this and I wasn't going to do it, but I was angry. She said, I wrote PS. By the way, I shoved the head of your toothbrush out my ass. That's disgusting, Zoe, and that might have been made up. I said, do you have any others? She goes, oh yeah, you know, she's very prolific when she starts writing. She goes, yeah, I wrote, P.S. You're a creep, you're a weirdo. What the hell was I doing there? I should have killed you. Personally, I'm glad she didn't send that because that's plagiarism. Oh, no Radiohead fans out there. I said, well, what else? I'm going to finish it off, right? Because I'm intrigued anyway. What other P.S. statements did you have? She goes, well, P.S. If I had a dime for every time I killed you in my own mind, I'd have 10 cents. But at least you'd be fucking dead. I'm making myself laugh. That's good. I think you're making me laugh, actually. All right, the last one. She had one more. She writes a lot. I said, what was it? She goes, well, I said, P.S. If this voodoo doll actually works, you can't read this letter. Because I ripped your fucking head off. I thought that was the best one. She should have used that one. That was better than the mom one. All right, I gotta finish up because there's other comedians coming on. All right, so I don't have any mom jokes. She's not that funny. No, she's funny, but not funny. I'm gotta protect myself here. So I forgot a couple things recently at home. It was like 2 months ago. I forgot a couple things, and Zoe's into the medical track, so she's like, she thinks I'm going senile. She thinks I'm starting to fucking lose it. But she has a big heart, so she starts, about 2 months ago, she starts pinning something on my shirt as I go to work in the morning. And it looks like an address. And then I figure it out. I didn't actually look at it, and I'm like, wow, that's really endearing. She's pinning my address to my shirt in case I get kind of disoriented, I don't know where I am, somebody finds me like a stray dog. I said, oh, I see where you go, Mr. Prue, you go back to your house. So I thought it was wonderful, and every day I just take it and throw it away. But today, I actually looked at it. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that's not our address. That's the address for Wake Robin. And on the bottom it says, please help me. I have no family. You fucking bitch. Thank you. Next.